The Unsigned Music Show showcases the best in unsigned music from the UK and beyond. So, sit back, grab yourself a cup of tea, relax. You might discover a new favourite. Hello there, and welcome to episode 3 of the Unsigned Music Show. My name is Peter Neville, and it's an absolute pleasure to join you guys in your houses via YouTube for this evening's premiere, and we've got some fantastic music coming up. Now, this episode, as all episodes that I do, was recorded in advance, and what I've been trying to do this week is wake up a little bit earlier, because I am a total night owl. I like to be awake all night. That's when I feel like I'm the most creative. But I've decided, in my infinite wisdom, to try to reset the old body clock and go to bed a little bit earlier, wake up earlier. So this is early morning when I'm recording this. So if I sound sleepy or if my voice is a bit croaky, that is why. But genuinely, I couldn't wait until later to record this because we've got some great music coming up. We've got Natalie Grace, we've got Anise, we've got Mairena, Lynch, Valerio Lysander, Finding Kate, and Will Whisson. There's 7 songs, 7 different artists, and there are all different types of genres. We've got some R&B, we've got some country, we've got some indie, we've got some pop, we've got some alt rock. So really hope you enjoy it. And if you are sitting out at home listening to this, thinking to yourself that you'd like your song to feature on the show, as in a song you've written as opposed to the classic Elton John hit, do send it in. You can find us on Facebook, the Unsigned Music Show with Peter Neville. I'll certainly have a listen to everything that gets sent in. Generally speaking, I get about 40 or 50 submissions per week, and I have 7 slots per week. Just because you send it in doesn't necessarily mean you will get on the show, but I would love to hear whatever you're working on, whatever you've just released, and I'm happy to write you back a little bit of a review or something, a quote that you can use for your promotion going forward regardless. Because, guys, the most important thing at the moment, as well as staying safe and protecting each other in this pandemic, is supporting our arts and our music sector. And the guys you're going to hear tonight, they're all unsigned, they're all freelance, they're all trying to get through this turbulent time as best as they can. They've got no live music, so they're mostly depending on streams. And just to put it in context, guys, for those who aren't familiar with how Spotify and everything works, generally speaking, you need to get about 4,000 streams to make an hour's living wage. So yeah, the best thing you can do is listen to these artists, take note of who they are, follow them on Facebook, look out for when they're playing live, when the world hopefully goes back to normal. Check them out at the gigs, buy their stuff, support them directly, and help together to rebuild a music industry in the UK that I think we can be incredibly proud of. It's one of the main reasons I moved here to London in the first place. And we're going to kick off with Natalie Grace, and this song is called Ask You One Thing.
After the tone. I swear, after all the times you said I was enough, and how you didn't even think that she was pretty. I swear, after all the insecurities I had, you've gone and done something that would be so shitty. Have you seriously lost your head? You've taken out a Christmas with your best friends. you told me was a lie. Remember when you told me that died, that she wasn't even your type. I wanna ask you one thing. Did it ever even cross your mind that this would break me up inside and have my heart feeling all fried? Ask you one thing. If everything you told me was a lie. Remember when you told me that died, that she wasn't even your type. I wanna ask you one thing. Did it ever even cross your mind that this would break me up inside and have my heart feeling all fried?
What a way to start the show. Thank you, Natalie, for that song. It's her debut single, and it's very promising. It's very exciting. It definitely whets the appetite for what's to come next. There's influences there from Aretha Franklin all the way to Demi Lovato, combining both kind of old school, slight R&B vibe, all the way to kind of more contemporary pop. I'm looking forward to seeing her live when the live music returns, because I think she'll put on a really dynamic show. But that song is really well crafted. It's a sublime opening track. That song was called Ask You One Thing by Natalie Grace. Right, so the second song tonight is by Paul Lynch, and I've known Paul for a while. And the thing about Paul is he's a very quirky, clever songwriter. He has great passion, great skills, and a very adventurous nature to what he does. He combines intelligent lyrics and funky beats because he's been all over the world. He's traveled the globe. He's gone exploring and trying to learn different aspects of world culture and world music, and taking them all back and combine them to create something a little bit special. So this is Paul Lynch, and this song is called Ode.
Her hair falls so delicate, unfurls on the side of her cheek. As I see it from my heart, starts to hammer and quiver. This girl's gonna have me, we slide into our life's beauty. I feel it, we got it together in our bones. We move with each other so easy, we must say. How did we fall in love so effortlessly? Oh, the sun rises strong again, streams in through the crack in my curtain. A shadow blocking light swoops down, embracing my body. This hold is binding our thoughts, turn to something much bigger. I feel it, we got it together in our bones. We move with each other so easy, we must say. How did we fall in love so effortlessly? Oh, an out-of-body dream.
Great stuff, Paul. Great stuff. Yeah, I really like that. The vocals there are really showing your range and your natural ability. And this track that you've just heard, this has got 7,000 streams so far on Spotify, and it got a lot of critical acclaim. It was one of the reasons that he was selected for Ticketmaster's Ones to Watch showcase earlier this year. And now naturally things have been paused for him due to the ongoing situation, but I am very confident that 2021 will be his year. So you've heard it first here, guys. Paul Lynch, Ode. The next song is by Mairena, who is an indie alt vocalist and guitarist who's originally from Brazil, but is now very much a Londoner. This song is called Before the Sun, and I really think you'll enjoy this, so have a listen.
Before the sun, hey you outside of time, could you tell us how it feels, mostly dead but still alive? Hey you behind the moon, hey you chasing all those stars, is it too dark to fly back home, are we too young to freeze in Mars? Sitting on the truth, hey you kicking all those lies, could you ever trust anyone? Well, we all have something to hide. Hey you clearly fleeing the scene, hey you mercury bound, is it hard to shine a light when the sun's too close around? What planet should we fly to? And will we miss home when we get there? What comet should we follow? And how do we know where it's headed? Before the sun, hey you outside of time, could you tell us how it feels, mostly dead but still alive? Hey you behind the moon, hey you chasing
So yeah, that's Before the Sun by Mairena. There's a fantastic music video to that that's like animated, using footage from NASA, or as inspiration at least. It's on YouTube, it's on Vimeo, so do have a look for that, Mairena, Before the Sun. This track has been played on radio stations around the UK and further afield. It's been getting a lot of attention. It has very relatable escapism lyrics, and for him, definitely I can say, music has been a foundation of his existence. It's a source of hope, I think, and also a coping mechanism, and he uses it to create this kind of soundtrack that will keep you entertained, it will keep you distracted, and it will also resonate with you. So that was Mairena with Before the Sun, a fantastic song, and I'm looking forward to whatever tracks he comes up with next. Right, moving on, we go to a song that I've been an admirer of for a while, and it is from Finding Kate, who is an artist who is literally a force of nature. She is really good, really fantastic. She has these amazing, powerful vocals, and she has lent those vocals to a dark, brooding, melodic, kind of heavy rock. Yeah, this track has been played on Planet Rock Radio as well as Kerrang Radio. It's been really well received, and hope you guys like it. It's called I Feel Bad, the artist Finding Kate.
I feel bad for you. I'm not sad, it's the truth.
what she does really well is she packs a lot of punch into a short time. That song is just over 3 minutes long, but it manages to be distinctive, interesting, compelling. It happens to have nice little nods to kind of Within Temptation, Marissa and the Moths, Evanescence, her songwriting, and her kind of creation of this kind of music, this kind of soundscape. It really showcases her talent, and she's fiercely talented, and I'm absolutely delighted to have played her on the show, guys. So have a listen out for her, Finding Kate. Right, the next artist is an absolute gem, and I've played a couple of shows alongside him with my own band in London. So, and I've seen his talent up close in an intimate situation, environment, where he plays almost acoustically, stripped back. He's also played some huge shows, including on the main stage of Pride at Trafalgar Square in London. And I'm delighted to be joined for a quick chat. Hello, Valerio. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for joining us all the way from Rome today. So yeah, we're going to play Harbour on the show. Would you like to introduce that for us?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Valerio Lysander, and you're gonna hear my song Harbour in a few seconds. It's a single from my EP When the Clouds Will Gather, I Will Drink the Rain. And I hope you like it.
Tide's beginning to load, and I am swimming afloat. All of this feels rather new. I'm here, I'm turning to you. The tide's beginning to rise, the current bursting through my eyes. For a moment, be the boat to heal the lumps in my throat. Rock my pain towards the crest. Don't let me stray away. In the harbor of your chest, I will be safe. The waves are stirring my soul. Am I weaker than the flow? Please be the anchor to keep me here now that nothing feels real. Rock my pain towards the crest. Don't let me stray away.
So yeah, that's a really beautiful song. It's powerful hitting chamber pop. It's beautiful, and I'm delighted to bring back Valerio for a little chat about the song itself. So Valerio, coming back to you, that's a really beautiful song. Is there anybody who inspires you to write in that style?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things I would like to do, but chamber pop, baroque pop is like sort of and folk is what I tend to what tends to come out. So I don't have a particular goal. Sometimes even if I have a goal, that's what comes out anyway. So it's just what comes out, and I think it comes from like when I sort of started writing this way when I was listening to Regina Spektor a few years ago, and Chris Garneau, then now Sufjan Stevens is a big influence.
When you're writing these kind of songs, do you start with the lyrics first or the music first, or is it something that comes to you almost fully formed?
Yeah, it actually happens at the same time. I sort of sit at the piano. In this case, actually, I was in Scotland, in Aberdeen, in a park. Can't remember the name of the park. With my guitar, so it wasn't at the piano. But basically, what I do, I just like start playing some chords and saying random words, and as a like sort of stream of consciousness, and then I afterwards I just join the dots. I link the dots, and I make sense of what came out. So I just let my heart speak, and then my mind sort of puts it together.
Playing live, that was where I first came in contact with your music at a pub called the Gladstone Arms in London.
Yeah.
Played there a couple of times with my own band, but I was really enthralled and captivated by your style when you play live. It's really beautiful. It's really almost minimalistic. And I was looking at some of your information earlier, and the one that really stood out for me was the fact that you've played on the main stage of Pride in Trafalgar Square as well as Manchester. How was that as an experience for you?
That was really cool. Was I guess one of the highlights of my entire life. I guess like that moment and on stage with like 10,000 people cheering at you was quite intense. Wow. And yeah, it's obviously it's a complete different experience from playing in a place in a pub, or like even to a crowd of 100 people. It's that you don't have that contact with. But the energy you get from 10,000 people is definitely, even if you're not talking directly to each of them, it's quite overwhelming, but in a obviously good way.
Yeah. Back to the song that we played. This song was called Harbour, and it's from the EP When the Clouds Will Gather, I Will Drink the Rain. Would you like to fill me in and explain what?
Yeah. I wrote this song thinking about the morning that my mom died, and she was in Rome and I was in London, and basically it's about the moment when my flatmate, who's also one of my best friends right now, she woke up, and I already knew that my mom died, and I kept it all together up until then, and then when she woke up and I told her, I just burst into tears, which is something I never do. So the song is about showing vulnerability and sort of trusting someone with holding your feelings and
yeah. I know it's a very personal song, and I hope I'm not stretching over by saying that I think your mom would be really proud of it, but I think she would, and I think it's a beautiful song. And Valerio, thank you very much for joining us today. And guys, definitely go out and check out Valerio Lysander. If anybody who's listening out there wants to get involved and wants to submit any songs, you're more than welcome to. Just send us a message on our Facebook page, which is the Unsigned Music Show with Peter Neville. Or you can email me at team.unsignedmusicshow @gmail.com. Okay, so our second last song of the night is an acoustic indie folk number. It has some subtle country influences. This track is called I Remember, and it's by Say Anise.
Say what you want to me. I remember it well. I remember a time. I remember when you said what you felt to me. That was long ago. I remember it well. I remember it well. I remember when you told me this is what I see. You and I are we. Let's build a house for three. We can be a family, family, family. Did you see her? Did you see the way that she moves? What a pretty thing in this dirty world. Did you catch her? Did you find the way to her heart? Did she fall in love? Is she under your spell? Well, say what you want to me. I can close my eyes, go back in time to a time when you said all these things to me. All those pretty words, how can they hurt? How can they hurt? How can you say this is what I see? You and I were never we, and there will never be any place for you and me, you and me, you and me. Say what you want. Say what you want. Say what you want to me. Say what you want. Say what you want. Say what you want to me. Da 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 da
I really enjoyed checking out this song. There is definitely hints of Lisa Hannigan and Joni Mitchell, Katie Tunstall, Joan Armatrading, Mamas and Papas to it. it's got a little bit of old-fashioned magic, and the simplicity of the arrangement elevates her vocals to the forefront. It gives them a deserved high level of attention. So great stuff. Say, Anise, I remember, unforgettable, guys. Right, so the last song tonight is by an indie rock rising star. His name is Will Whisson, and this is from his album Out of the Woods. So I've known Will since he was a teenager. He used to be in a band called Electric River, a punk rock outfit, and since they broke up, I'm delighted that his musical spirit has continued to light up the world, and if anything, it's become more powerful, and it's more positive, and he's one of the hardest working musicians out there, and he genuinely deserves every bit of success he gets. He previously embarked on a huge, extensive European tour, traveling in an old camper van, making friends and fans at every stop. So he this is from his album Out of the Woods, and I'm absolutely delighted to finish on this song tonight. This is South of the River by Will Whisson. Okay guys, so that's the end of episode 3. Absolutely delighted again that you could join us. Next week's episode will be episode 4. And before I leave you, just a big thank you to all our artists tonight: Natalie Grace, Paul Lynch, Mairena, Finding Kate, Valerio Lysander, Say Anise, and Will Whisson. To those who've commented and stuff as we went along, thank you very much for your participation. Make sure to tune in, same time, same place, next Thursday, and have a very lovely week. We'll see you later, and goodbye.